Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Football Inc. We hope you're all happy and healthy, doing the things that you love, with those you love to do. I'm back here, of course, with partner in crime, Jonny H. 3232. It's his final day on his Holly Pops. He's changed his background accordingly. Not sure if that's the actual picture or just a nice little room with a view. Jonny, how are you, my man?
I'm okay. The weather's deserted us today. Not to worry. There's always streaming.
100%.
Yeah.
Mate, we've got a lot to talk about. Got some good stories out there. Newcastle United. Listen, before we get into it, let me just quickly get through the admin stuff. Guys, please do smash the like button if you enjoy the content. We're here every day at some point between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So it's also very important that you squeeze that bell so that you know when we're going as we set it up. Hit the subscription button as well if you haven't already. And of course, drop the comments thick and fast. Let us know where you're from and who you support if you're new around these here parts. And look, Jonny, I've got to be honest, guys. Oh, sorry, last thing. Podcast formats are still available. They're always uploaded straight after the show in the Spotify and the Apple Pods versions, the video versions on Spotify. Would love it if you guys can help us out by going over there and smashing the 5-star review and a follow. Thank you very much, guys. The choo-choo train can start anytime you want. We'll come pick you up. Let us know where we're picking you up from with the super stickers. Guys, just quickly, as this channel has grown, obviously it started out a lot of Tottenham fans, mainly Tottenham fans. Over the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks, we're starting to get a much more sort of diverse audience. The comments of certain fan bases, when we talk about them, you can see the sensitive ones and you can see the thickened skin ones. And I have to be honest, Jonny, I absolutely adore Newcastle United. I absolutely adore them. But they think that we're picking on them. They think we're picking on them because we're talking about the fact that they're getting gazumped or cock-blocked by their own ambitions. And look, we're just reacting to the news. But I sort of sincerely hope that Newcastle get a good player in there to give their fans something to chew over. But there's no hate here, guys. It's only just reactions and a little bit of banter and spices. We love you all and we appreciate your attention. So, Jonny, though, mate, what are you thinking, buddy? Should we go? I mean, listen, unfortunately, a lot of the stories out today are about Newcastle United once again being a little bit cock-blocked. So what are you going to do?
What can we do? Look, all we know is Eddie Howe has come out and said, look, it's all out of my hands. I'm only the manager, okay? I've tried to convince seven players to come, and none of them want to come. Right. It's nothing to do with me. The fact that the director of football was left, that's nothing to do with me either. So basically putting everything fully on the owners, the Saudi PIF fund. Maybe they need to take a page out of
is that the inference there? He's saying,
well, if it's all out of my hands, whose hands is it in if there's no director of football?
Well, yeah, but then what the director of Foxy, was it Foxy that was saying in the chat? I think it was Foxy, or maybe it was one of the Newcastle fans that come on to Spurs Talk Show. Someone was telling me, excuse me, that Eddie Howe's got a horrendous track record of having fallouts with basically every director of football that he's ever worked with, and it always ends up a little bit Pete Tong. So when he says it's out of his hands, maybe it wouldn't be out of his hands if he was a little bit more, I don't know, malleable, a bit more convivial with the guy who's picking the players. I don't know, though. Because Eddie Howe, to most of us, Eddie Howe comes across as like a very desirable, highly efficient, highly organised and top coach and a really good guy. But maybe behind the scenes, there's a crack in everyone's personality. No one's perfect. So maybe Eddie Howe's weakness is his ability to work with directors of football.
Well,
is that fair?
I think it's fair. I think maybe the Saudi PIF owners should take a leaf out of Marinakis' book, because if you want to get a deal done, you offer to drive him to sign the deal, whether or not you want it or not. The deal that they signed, Napoli thought they tied up the deal that Nottingham Forest sorted last night, which we were a bit surprised at, weren't we, Shawnee?
Yeah, for sure, mate. I mean, look, certainly there is that phrase, if you want something done, do it yourself. And that seems to be the way with Marinakis, right? He's, that interview that he put out with, or what he put out, that Forest put out with Gibbs White. I think we spoke about it last night on the Spurs 5. What a show that was, by the way. I was exhausted by the end of that. Hosting hosting fiery. Usually I'm the one who's not hosting and getting involved in debates. I thought last night I was relatively quiet, but still, it's hard work hosting big personalities that are all trying to chime in and get there. And especially when you want to get involved as well, but you go, no, calm down, Sean. This is not your time. But my point being about the show. The Marinakis point. Gibbs White. It looked like he was part of a hostage negotiation. It looked like he was very uncomfortable. But look, Marinakis, you have to kind of, whether you dislike it or otherwise, he said, sorry, we're never going to sell a player, never going to sell an asset unless we're happy to do so. So it felt like that clause was secret for a reason. And Marinakis might not have even been aware that it existed. But as soon as he found out, he's like, absolutely not happening. And I think he'd be quite a scary guy, right? Like an angry Greek man with a lot of wealth, probably done a few bad deeds to get where he's got to, allegedly, So you wouldn't want to piss him off.
He's had court cases about match fixing. He's had cases where he's gone into the dressing room at half time at Olympiacos and gone into the dressing room, and the referees made a couple of very dubious decisions that seen them run out 3-1 winners. He's ended up in court over a shipping drama. Dibril Cisse had a big court case there with Dibril Cisse out in Greece. Listen, the guy's got a huge track record of it. The guy they signed yesterday, is a good signing. Let's be honest. One that Napoli thought that they were definitely going to tie up. So where should we start? Should we start with Newcastle?
Yeah, let's do it. Just real quick. Marshall's there. He's asking me for the Fantasy League, the Premier League Fantasy League link. Here it is, guys. Johnny, what's the current update? Like how many people are participating?
We're up to 40 at the moment, guys. We're going to we'll have some prizes. We'll think of some prizes for the
we'll give away some. We'll give away some shirts for the various leagues that we're supporting throughout the year.
So guys. Join the league there. It's going to be good fun, and of course, each week we'll have the person who scored the most each week. We'll discuss the fantasy league, who's doing well, and whatever. It'll be a topic of conversation throughout the season, along with us following our shirts. I've just had the notification from my local distributor in China that my Nico Williams Jr. shirt is on the way from Athletic Bilbao. The only one I'm struggling. I'm contacting them all asking for a Cremonese shirt. Struggling with the Cremonese one, but the rest are on their way. But we will have.
It's hilarious, isn't it? When most people say they've got a shirt guy, they mean that they work in they work in an office and they've got someone who does their dry cleaning. Your shirt guy is a Chinaman in a factory, like ripping off sports teams. We're going through so many of them.
I've just honestly, I would say it's going to be a good fun. And later on in the week, probably next day or so, we'll have the spin of the wheel for the next league who we're going to support. So we'll get into that one as well. Right. So let's go to the first story. Should we start? I think we got to start with Cesco, haven't we?
Yeah. So essentially, it was all over the news this morning that Manchester United are incredibly confident that should they pull the trigger on Cesco and arrange a price, then he'll choose them over Newcastle. So Cesco hasn't made any intimations about that, but all of the news is basically saying that his priority is United over Newcastle. It's a strange one, isn't it, mate? Because United are a mess. They're in a mess of a football club. They're nothing like their current version of themselves is a million miles away from the efficient, organised, bully, and just brilliant outfit that was under Alex Ferguson. They're so far from those halcyon days, but yet the brand lives on. And Newcastle United is but Newcastle United is such an exciting project on paper. It's a great city. It's going to have a fantastic stadium. It already is a brilliant fan base that makes that place electric. And it's just got I think it's very difficult to dislike Newcastle. Most fans of other teams kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for them. Most fans were really happy when they won their cup. Yet for some reason, people would still rather go to Manchester United on its knees than Newcastle standing tall with its chest out. It's strange to me.
It is, but as you say, the Man United brand is global, worldwide. And Buemo said, as a kid growing up, he wore a Man United shirt, when he was practicing scoring goals as a kid. So it's in his head. A bit like Armand Dashwari, who said, his first game he ever went to as a 7-year-old was to AC Milan. Hence the reason why in his head that he feels like he wants to move to AC Milan above all others. But listen, look, Man United, as far as I'm concerned, and we've had this conversation, they need to sort out the goalkeeper. They need to sort out a couple of defenders. But up front, the centre forwards, Højlund is just an accident waiting to happen. 77 million euros on a striker that, is just horrendous right now. The problem United have got is, who in Italy is going to take him? Is he going to go back to Atalanta on loan? Maybe he can rekindle, what he had again. But I can only see Man United sending him out on loan because they're not going to pay that fee. In the hope that maybe he can rekindle his form and then Man United could get some of that money back. But Cesco deal isn't going to be easy for them to do because RB Leipzig have stated that they're going to use the same metrics that Liverpool got for Ekitike in their sale price for Benjamin Cesco. So I think it's fair enough to price him exactly the same. I can't see why you could say any different. So begs the question, can Manchester United meet that fee without getting rid of Anthony, Garnacho, Højlund and the rest? Jadon Sancho still dragging around like a bad smell around the place because people know that, in January, they can get him for nothing, or he can sign a pre-contract for nothing and they can do a much better deal. So I don't know. What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I'd be very surprised if they can. It's not like they don't seem to be operating like a Chelsea. Well, they can't seem to operate like a Chelsea. Where I think Chelsea just have got the money, the cash at least, to be able to get these deals done and then worry about the outgoings later. They're sort of doing 5 in for every 3 out. United certainly look to me like I can't imagine that they can, really bring in someone for that sort of price tag until they move on some of these players. Otherwise, they're going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble with the ability to negotiate on the outgoings. And it already looks like a lot of these players might end up going on loan anyway, like a Garnacho, maybe a Jadon Sancho might end up going for very little because he's only got 1 year left on his contract. But that therein gives, it might give Newcastle a chance to be able to, I think they've got talks scheduled this week with Liverpool for a potential £125 million deal.
Yeah.
For
exactly.
For Alex Isak. And so if a lot of that is cash up front, then obviously Newcastle have space in the squad and the cash, the readies to be able to throw their weight around. It's just about the sales pitch. I just wonder whether you have the same sort of situation like where, Cesco was on the lips of Arsenal, was on the interest to one of, was it Berta or Arteta, I forget, at the very start of the window. But Cesco was kind of very much like, I'm not in any rush, I'm going to wait and see. So is that same thing going to happen here with even if Newcastle do get the Isak deal done in the next week or two, but Man United can't move a player on because there's no one buying them yet, then is Cesco just going to wait around until something moves later on in the window? Maybe Cesco could be a deadline day deal, and that will be squeaky bum time for whoever it is that's going to miss out on that one if they're putting all of their eggs into that particular basket, because Cesco hasn't really officially laid his intentions clear, although all the articles are saying he'd prefer United. What happens if a third party comes in that's got a bigger draw than United, of which there are still some that are out there that might end up, looking for someone to come in and play that 9 role? Maybe not necessarily in the Premier League, but maybe in Germany, maybe in Italy.
To be honest with you, as an RB Leipzig, a huge RB Leipzig fan, I'm devastated that we are selling our potentially selling our 2 biggest assets. I mean, how can you sell Simmons and Xavi Simons and Benjamin Cesco and still remain, hope to be competitive? They are my team. And, I'm reaching out to, if there's anyone out here from the RB Leipzig fan base, please get in touch with me. We need to bring these owners to account the shenanigans that are going on at this club.
You'll just go to Salzburg and get their best up and coming kids, mate. Wouldn't worry about that, you know.
We need to get our act together. Unless there's a plan, I need to see the plan of what's going on here. We can't just be selling all our best assets. You know, just as I've become a super fan. It's not what I expected, Sean. I'll be brutally honest. I looked, you know, when I got the team in Spin the Wheel, I was more than happy. Now I'm you know, a bit worried.
See, I've typed into Google Hamburg transfers, and the first 5 things that have come up are Hamburg airport transfers. So Hamburg airport.
Oh yeah, 5 guys came up.
That's how little my club is doing. My club. Unbelievable stuff. But yeah, mate, and the other story about Newcastle United, just to kind of throw more salt on their wounds, is that essentially Brentford have said, we're going to be cop blocking any move for Johan Wissa until we can find a replacement. So unfortunately, mate, this is the most apt video for Newcastle United fans today. I'm sorry to say it, guys, but it is what it is.
Just when you thought your squad was getting proper, that player won't leave. They call that cock blocker.
Newcastle being cock blocked everywhere they go, mate.
Oh, yeah. You know, they might be okay. I think they're going to be ending up, if I'm honest, Nicholas Jesse Jackson. I think that could be the one. And what's worrying is they could be forced, due to the situation, to be paying well over the odds and playing into Chelsea's hands for what they want for Nicholas Jackson.
100%.
I just can't see it. I think if Brentford sell Johan Wissa, Norgard, and Mbuemo, there's only one place they're going. Whatever the recruitment, they are going to be in serious trouble. With the new manager, it's going to be very, very difficult, I think, for them to remain in the league. And I think it's almost suicidal for them to to do anything, to be honest with you. But listen, let's give a positive for Newcastle. We got to end on a positive in Newcastle, giving them a hard time. You're looking like you're going to sign Aaron Ramsdale.
Jesus Christ.
The offer includes a high loan fee, full salary coverage, and a buy option. Southampton are open to the deal, but are pushing for a higher fee. A transfer is very likely. That's from Fabrizio Romano. So, you know, there's definitely credibility to that deal. We thought that they might be going for someone else because the goalkeeper merry-go-round is truly about to ignite. You know, with Lucas Chevalier now looking like he's going to go to PSG and replace Donnarumma. Where will Donnarumma go? That's the question. Spin the wheel. My bet is Chelsea. I said yesterday, it's Chelsea. Man United want a goalkeeper. Chelsea need a goalkeeper.
If you are Donnarumma, you can pick any team you want. Do you go to Chelsea or do you go to United?
Yeah.
Or do you go to AC Milan if they get rid of? Where did Donnarumma come from? Where did he start before PSG?
Oh, sugar, you've got me now.
Have a look.
Oh my God, I should know
Donnarumma started.
Mike Maignan is at AC Milan, and Chelsea tried to sign Mike Maignan unless they come back in for him at a later date, which is possible. But they couldn't agree a fee. AC Milan want quite a big fee for Mike Maignan, so I don't know. Will the fee for James Trafford that Manchester City are having to pay
27 million, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Will that sort of be, will PSG look at that and say, well, hang on, you paid 27 million for him. Therefore, we would want, even though he's got a year left on his contract, we'd want 30 million, 35 million for him. The other one, I think, there's so many goalkeepers on the road. There's rumours that Kinski for Spurs is going out on loan. It's Ortega, the one that could sort of nip in and be a first team choice for a club. I mean, I think
Yeah,
Ortega.
I think Leeds might be the obvious option there. If they sell Ilan Melier, I think Ortega might be a good fit there.
I thought Leeds.
Chevalier has gone to PSG. I was just looking at the boys. The boys in the chat there said he played for Milan, of course, didn't he?
Yeah.
But apparently Martin Walton's saying he had a big falling out with Milan, so he's probably not going to go back there then. So
Chelsea, for me.
Chelsea probably, yeah.
I mean, that
for me, that puts Chelsea right up amongst the cat amongst the pigeons. Then in a title race with that. All they need then is a monster centre back, and I think they've got a brilliant midfield. They've got great fullbacks. I think they could improve on their centre back spot. Definitely get rid of Dizazi, get rid of Badiashile, get rid of Tosin, those sorts of level players. Get rid of one or two of them. Bring in a monster. Bring in a great goalkeeper, and I think they're arguably good enough then, aren't they, to have a real crack at it? They're not far away, are they?
I think we saw Donnarumma in the Champions League, how many games that he kept PSG in it. And you can imagine the performances that he's going to put in for Chelsea. I reckon you could be looking at 9 points, the difference with a goalkeeper like that over someone like Sanchez, who drops a clanger. Yes, he had a mega performance in the final, but let's be honest, we've seen him. He's an accident waiting to happen. They've sold Kepa to Arsenal. They've sold their second choice goalkeeper for 25 million as well.
He couldn't go to Manchester City, could he?
Who?
Donnarumma.
No, not one.
It's Trafford, and they've still got Edison.
No, it's not happening. No, it's not happening. For me, it's Chelsea or Man United. Onana, the clown.
He's so bad, isn't he? I watched a clip, it was a Twitter clip knocking around with the biggest goalkeeping clangers of the last 4 or 5 years, and he was on about 7 of them. And there was only about 15 or 20 different clips, but he was literally in about 7 of them. It was wild. It was absolutely wild. James T, who do you support, James? Let us know. Are you Tottenham? Do we need a new goalkeeper, mate? Do you think Vicario's good enough? Do you think Kinski's good enough, Johnny?
I was questioning whether or not Kinski was turning out to be better than Vicario. He's better with his feet. He's not a bad shot stopper. And his interceptions and his aerial play seem to be better. But look, what do we know what's going on at Spurs right now? For all we know,
we don't know anything, do we? It's so frustrating. This bloody Johan Lang, mate. He's just like, give us a little bit, give us some food, bro. I'm hungry out here. I'm starving for something to talk about.
It's like secret squirrel. Look, I just hope when it drops, it's a big one that drops. I was looking around, and funny enough, and the one player that I was trying to find someone who's the nearest to Morgan Gibbs-White that isn't Morgan Gibbs-White, and that is Romano Schmidt of Werder Bremen. He's about 25 now, Austrian. He's an offensive midfielder, but he's like the sort of guy that's really, really busy, cracks down, and Spurs will like him because he's only about 20 million euros. A lot cheaper.
Romano Schmidt. Let's get his. That's Lara Schmidt. There we go. Romano Schmidt, FB Refs. Let's have a look. See, I'm unfamiliar with him, mate. Ooh, but he's an 8/10, is he?
Yeah, I would say he's an 8/10. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Get him up.
Let's have a look on the screen, shall we?
We went a bit off piste there, didn't we?
That's all right. Doesn't matter. It's not like when you have a 4-hour show and you've got to then go back and get clips. This is just 1 hour, so we can go off piste as much as we want. Is it on the screen?
No, not yet.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Looks like a tidy player, mate. Statistically, this is him versus midfielders. So he contributes offensively nicely. Passing stats. Well, if he's a hybrid, this is always the problem. Like when you have midfielders and attacking midfielders, like you're always going to see you're going to see a lot of an over exaggeration of green bars in the offensive stuff when you're comparing him to midfielders who don't do the same things. And then if you click here, I'm sure you'll see the green stuff drop down here. There you go. Right. So, like, as you compare it to attacking midfielders, if he plays half of his minutes as an 8, then he's not going to be in the position to be able to score as many goals, right? So, but you're going to see an over, and you see the green bars then jump up for his passing. So the problem with the stats is that depending on how many minutes he plays in each position, I don't know anything about the guy, so I don't know. But you can't. I mean, it's a lot of green. Looks like a good player. He's certainly someone that I will go and run through the Y Scout for us, mate, and I'll come back with an opinion tomorrow. Let us know in the chat, guys, if any of you guys are familiar with.
Not Herr Schmidt. Not Herr Schmidt, that are your papers, Schmidt, but Romano Schmidt, right? The Austrian, not to be confused, please.
Yeah. Also, couldn't give a Schmidt. His younger cousin. He failed. He didn't really care too much about football. Couldn't give a Schmidt.
Terrible. What are we going to say now? So we've done Newcastle, we've done PSG. Manchester, West Ham United are obviously scurrying around trying to find players at the moment. And the latest they've been linked with is Fabio Vieira, another player, that Arsenal probably get some money for. While no formal approach has been made yet, Vieira has emerged as a name of serious interest for West Ham to strengthen their midfield. They're also looking at Wilson, who's on a free contract after being leaving Newcastle.
Callum Wilson, yeah.
Callum Wilson. I mean, I do think that
Newcastle might end up having to pick up the phone and say, "Come back, all is forgiven. We'll give you an extra 12 months."
Come back, Callum. We love you.
Love you, Callum. We can't get anybody else.
It's listen. I'll tell you the team that is doing the business that we're impressed with. We've mentioned it a few times, Sean, is Everton.
Yeah. They're quietly putting together. I think, did we speak about this yesterday on this channel or somewhere else?
I think yesterday or the day before.
Everton are like, David Moyes is not known for having too many luxury players that can do a little bit. But like this is a conversation, mate, that we were having about Ange Postecoglou way back, and we were saying, like, every manager, there's not a single manager out there like that. Think of like Sam Allardyce, right? When he started football as a manager, he probably didn't want to play boring football that was just hanging on for dear life, nicking a point here or there in a relegation scrap. But it's just the way that his sort of hand was dealt to him, he became useful at that, known for that, and then his career was always coming into a dogfight halfway through a season. Everybody would love to play Ange ball, in theory, this gung-ho kind of everyone going for it and just will score more than you. But they don't, because they know that the survival and progress and the interest of the team, sometimes the squad doesn't fit that ability. And David Moyes was an example of a manager that I think is someone that I think I said to you before. I was like, I'd love to see what David Moyes would be capable of doing if he was in charge for a season of a team like Liverpool or a team like Arsenal or a team like Man City.
They will say Man United, but I think, Alex Ferguson set Man United up to fail when he left. I mean, no disrespect, he's one of the greatest managers of all time, so don't come at me. What I'm saying is that would he really have wanted Manchester United to carry on as a new manager? Oh, look, anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can be the manager. No, when I left, the recruitment was not great towards the end. It was an aging squad. What did he get? Fellaini, I think, was about the only signing David Moyes got. He was almost set up to fail. And I think he's proved since he left Manchester United, and, I felt sorry for him because I said right at the time, he's set up to fail. That his career since then, he's re-established himself as the successful manager that started, that was with Everton for those.
Do you think he'll get another crack at a top 4 team at some point in the future?
I think he's rebuilding Everton, and if the older people remember Everton's status back in the day, that he could be the one to take them back to maybe a top 7. Top 6, top 7 position with the new stadium and the likes. But I don't know. I just think
I'm excited to see. I'm really excited to see what. This Everton have got that guy Tierno Barry up the top, who I think is really a real handful. I'm excited to see what he can do in the Premier League. He might be a bozo, but I don't think he's going to be. I think he's got a lot of something about him. So we shall see. I'm certainly not sort of die on any hill on him. If people tell me he's rubbish, I'm like, fair enough. But what I've seen of him in the Y Scout, I thought he looked really, really quite a handful. So I'm excited to see him. And if they can go and get a couple of players on their wings, mate, to make them a little bit scary to be ran at, then I think that Everton have got a couple more aces up their sleeve, and it'll be quite an interesting story for them, especially under the Freaking Group, because we were sort of led to believe that they were going to be under like a 2-3 year, very tight wage structure, very tight spending plan to get themselves out of debt. But they're going out and identifying some really interesting players. If they get that Malik Fofana, mate,
well, Malik Fofana. For all those tightists out there, he is quite small, but he's a great individual. I mean, the links now to Jack Grealish, Sean, on loan. On the face of it, he doesn't seem like a David Moyes kind of signing because,
Correct.
The work rate and all the rest of it, unless he's had a conversation with Jack Grealish and Jack Grealish has pleaded with him, look, I want to be back in the England fold. I want to be playing in that England squad for the next World Cup. I'm going to come here. I'm going to give you all. You're going to see the Jack Grealish that was at Aston Villa in the early days of Manchester City. He would have to make that plea to David Moyes. Other than that, I was quite surprised at this being linked to him.
Look, if Jack Grealish has convinced David Moyes and convinced himself that he does want to get back to that level, then if you can get that version of Jack Grealish, then he's better than an Everton level team anyway. Like if he's that motivated, if that's the version of Jack Grealish that has to be sold to Everton, then I would buy that version of Jack Grealish if he is.
I don't loan him, Sean. I'll be brutally honest.
Yeah, it's a big risk, isn't it?
The motivation is for one season. You cannot guarantee the guy can keep focused. So for me, it would be a loan with an option and then see. But for Everton, what will really hit Manchester United hoping that Højlund, they can get back to Atalanta. Unfortunately, Atalanta now are looking at the Guinea-Bissau striker Beto to go there. He's definitely considered an option. Do you think that is a serious option and they're just using that against Man United to try and negotiate a better deal to get Højlund back? Or do you think that's a serious look at buying a player permanently as opposed to a loan?
Beto, the Everton player?
Yeah,
I think he's toilet, personally. I think he's rubbish. So
it's a toss-up between cheap toilet, right, and expensive toilet.
Yeah.
One's a £77 million player they used to have, right?
Yeah.
The question is, can I ask the question, do Manchester United still owe Atalanta money for that transfer?
How long ago was it? 2 years ago? In all likelihood, they probably wouldn't have paid it all off yet. So so there would have been maybe some debt forgiveness. But look, Højlund did look good in the Serie A. But this is why I always the pace of the game is different, right? And if you've got a little, you might have half a second more on the ball, slower build-up play, and it's slightly more technical and things, but the defense is harder to break down. But if you're used to that and you came up through that model, which he did, then I think he moved across, didn't he, from Denmark or from Germany, was it, before he got there? I forget. But he did well over there. So you know what you're getting. You've tried it before. It's like it probably makes sense. But at what price point? I think Atalanta might be very, very difficult to push. What's interesting is Atalanta are also obviously trying to they're sort of struggling to finalise that deal with Inter for Ademola Lookman. I'm not sure what the detail is there, Johnny, around why it is that it's held up. I'm not sure if it's a problem at Inter's side with them squad spaces or a problem with the player. But if Højlund was to go back, for me, Atalanta need a winger to be able to provide Højlund with the resources to be able to do what he was doing before. And so they're going to need to go in a different direction. I don't know where Atalanta are going to go to replace Ademola Lookman. They might end up going to Napoli to get that is it Raspadoni? Raspadoni, I think his name is, or David Neres, the left winger.
David Neres, I like David Neres. Tell me, so what happened to Edson? Is he still at Atalanta? Or is he left?
Still there? Yeah, still at Atalanta at the moment. Yeah.
I'm amazed he hasn't been snapped up.
Yeah, he didn't have as great a season last year. It was great the year before when they won the Europa League, but last season, from all accounts, it wasn't quite as spectacular. Raspadori, that's it. Sorry, Raspadori.
Raspadori.
He's a good player, really good player.
Well, there's another thing. I think we need to pop over to Saudi.
Where we go? We're going to Saudi?
Yeah.
Time for some Saudi action.
We're off to Saudi Arabia for the next part of the show.
So João Felix has now officially done the dirty on Benfica and signed for Al Nassr on a 2-year deal. 2 years. It'll be 27 by the time he finishes that contract. I mean, that's how much confidence even someone like Al Nassr has on João Felix. He's taken part in his first training with the team. Are you a bit surprised that he signed him on a 2-year? I mean, it must have been serious money, because they were definitely offering more than 2 years, Benfica, on their deal.
Yeah. Am I surprised he's ended up going to start? What, João Felix? No, not at all, mate. I think João Felix is
2 years. 2 years.
Surprised about the length of the deal.
Yeah,
probably not. Like, it's probably. I mean, I don't know how much money they paid. Was it 40 million quid they got for him? Didn't they?
Yeah, 40 million euros. I think it was.
40 million euros. It's not. I mean, that's not a lot. That's pretty big amortization, isn't it?
But how many times?
40 million, and then whatever he's getting paid per week. Probably getting paid 200 grand a week or something, maybe 300 grand a week. So that's 15 million quid. So that's 30 million quid a year, plus the 30 million quid in total in wages, plus the 40 and the 70 million quid for a guy that puts his feet up wherever he lands. It's like he never gets off the first class flight, mate. He keeps going. Just keep going around, please. Not done yet.
I mean, Benfica obviously thought that they could rekindle, what used to be the wonder kid, João Felix, before he went to Atletico Madrid. But yeah. I mean, it was almost certain. It was a bit like what happened with Jordan Henderson going to Sunderland. They were very confident he was going to Sunderland. Then he did an about turn. The difference is here, Jordan Henderson's already had his 5-day stint in Saudi Arabia for his money, and then buggered off very quickly. This one, he looked like he was coming home. I don't know what they've offered him. But it's good money. The other player that there's rumours about is Gabriel Jesus. I mean, the rumours that he would be going back to Flamengo, should I say, not flamenco, are wide off the mark. The links with lots of Premier League clubs, I think, are wide off the mark. And it's rumoured that he could be of interest to clubs in Saudi. I mean, this is a player that you could see going to Saudi, would he not? Gabriel Jesus? Yeah.
I mean, I personally really like Gabriel Jesus. I know he's been injured all the time. He's got a horrible cruciate ligament injury to his knee. How long that'll keep him out for, I don't know. But he missed the entirety of the last season. Yeah, I hate to say it because he's an Arsenal player, but when he was at Manchester City, I thought he was great. I thought he was really, really, really a top player. And I don't know where he'll end up. I think it'll be a shame to see him go, because I think if he can get back to his best, I think he's still got some time on his side, and I think he's he's fighting to get back into the Brazilian team in time for the World Cup. So maybe that would be a silly move to go to Saudi. But listen, just out of curiosity, I know it's got like about a 0 chance of it happening, but we were linked with him. Tottenham were linked with him yesterday or 2 days ago. Like, if there was any truth, I know there's no chance, but just on the hype, let's do the thought experiment here. Would you be mad about seeing? Could you like the player? Would you take him? Or is he
mad? I'll tell you why I'd be mad, because my mate, who's as an agent, as you know, he offered Gabriel Jesus to Spurs before he even went to Man City.
Oh wow,
that would be like
5 years too late. Oh, 8 years later, or whatever.
8 years later, yeah, 8 years later. So that would. No, listen, it would be a fantastic signing for the medical room to keep them busy. Not that they're not busy enough with the amount of players that they've got in there already. But no.
Yeah. Listen, staying in Saudi, So we've been talking a little bit about Saudi maybe don't have the kind of same draw that they did a couple of years ago. Johnny, maybe the story's over. Well, maybe not. Neom SC, Neom, who's this highly ambitious team out in Saudi, they've just signed Nathan Zeze, who is, or it might be Zeze, which is easy. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I think it's Zeze, right? He's super highly rated. Yeah. The next William Saliba. And he was at Nancy, whatever. And Liverpool were after him as a centre-back. And he chose Saudi. He's only 18. No, he's 19. Sorry, he's 20. He's just turned 20. My bad. He's just turned 20. He's gone to Neom at 20 years old. He'd rather go to Saudi for the money. And I don't know what the plan is, whether they all get recycled back in. But this guy is apparently like the next big thing. And Liverpool were after him. And he said no to Liverpool, especially when they have space in their squad for a centre-back where you could actually play. And he went, nah, I'll take Saudi. And he hasn't even gone to Al Hilal. He's gone to a team. Isn't Neom a real estate company that are building that giant wall? That's like that futuristic sort of dystopian future, the glass wall that's going to be
the inside city.
The inside city, yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, they've obviously got the money. Look, the thing is, we have to look at it. Some of these deals from the perspective of life-changing sums of money. You know, I don't know his background, but he could come from a very poor French background with very little money. And at 18, they've offered him all the gold that he can eat. And it's going to be life-changing and set him up for life. And, you know, he could look after his family, who have maybe supported him, poor family. So we really don't know. But sometimes these deals at that age, maybe that's what's the attraction. What I don't understand is someone in the prime of their career who's earning money that could earn big money in any of the big 5 European leagues, then going out to Saudi. Yao Felix, let's be honest, right? You know, he's like a gypsy, right? I mean, he's literally gone from one place to another, and he just has not been a success in any of them, really. Not an outstanding success. The amount of fees and loan fees and whatever that have transpired in all his moves. This is probably where he should go. I'm just shocked that it's only 2 years. I mean, that says enough that they're only willing to give him a contract till he's 27. Or is that the negotiation by his agents, who have obviously done a good job getting him the money, that at 27 he becomes another free agent, Sean, and gets another big
unbelievable mate. But who's going to buy if this move is also a fail? Like, where does he go after that? He probably goes to America or something, right? Because he still has a big brand and a big draw or whatever for some reason. But the guy is an absolute, like, he just doesn't care. Just doesn't care. You know, very strange.
No, tell me something. Edison to Turkey. Do you think it's a possibility?
Edison, the Atalanta one, or the goalkeeper?
Edison, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think it would be. The next year he's on a free transfer. This is last year was contract.
I think maybe next year it will be. Look, there's one deal that hasn't been done yet. That's talked that it was all tied up. Is Xavi Simons?
Yeah, it's not tied up though, mate. It's not tied up. Guess who's come back? Guess who's come back in for him?
Tottenham.
No. No.
Leeds United.
No.
Wrexham.
I see Paddy Hartner there in the chat going, Sean, any chance you can make up any news at all, real or fake, to give us a lift? Yeah, it's not Xavi Simons. I can't do that one for you. It's Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have not given up the ghost, not given up the chase. It makes more sense to me. We were having this conversation last night.
From
right from the beginning, it makes the most sense. Like you've got Musiala out for probably 6 months, 9 months, whatever, with a horrible break. The guy's German, or he's Dutch, but he plays in Germany. They know him over there. He's used to the system, used to the football, used to the culture, whatever else.
You sold Sane, you sold Tell, right? You lost out on Florian Wirtz when you thought that one was 100% in the bag.
Seems like a no-brainer on so many levels. And the other side of the coin is, where does he fit in at Chelsea? Like I know the argument is it's a squad game, but Chelsea have got enough for like 25 squads. And like in the front line, if he's a 10, you're competing with Cole Palmer. If he's a left winger, you're competing with Jamie Gittins, possibly João Pedro, depending on how they utilise him. They've still got Raheem Sterling
Pedro
on their
Neto.
books. They've got Neto. Like, how does Xavi Simons fit in that system?
Sean, you're not understanding right. I refuse to now call them Chelsea FC. It's eBay FC. I think they're buying him, hope to get a good deal for him to sell him on within the next 18 months at a profit, having him only played a handful of games. And somehow, they'll do a deal. I think, they're looking for around about 60 million, 70 million euros for him. Is he better value? I mean, when you look at the fact that Bayern Munich are going to buy, well, they've more or less done the deal. He's been pictured this morning, Luis Diaz. 70 million euros fixed plus 5 million in bonuses. Is that good business from Liverpool for a 27-year-old? Or is it good business for Bayern Munich? I mean, there's no doubt he's a good player, a very good player. But I'm beginning to think that is fantastic business by Liverpool to get 70 million euros for a 27-year-old that's going to help go towards funding all these other players that they're looking to buy, whether it's Rodrigo and Alexander Isak or one or the other.
100%. 100%. It makes the argument that Daniel Levy doesn't want to pay top money for a 27-year-old like Eze when it's right there, because all the big clubs do it. All the big clubs do it. Like Newcastle United would be happy to do it. United have done it plenty of times. Chelsea are still doing it. Obviously, Liverpool are selling to Bayern Munich, who are doing it. Real Madrid have bought 27-year-olds. Like, it's not... It's a bonkers argument, but I think it's a good deal for both teams, because I think that Bayern Munich need a name. They need someone to come in and to sort of give their fans a lift. He's spicy. He's talented. He's a grafter. He's a fantastic player. He creates.
Right. Yeah.
He scores. He's a link-up guy, and he's a terrorizing player. And he's very rarely injured, as far as I'm aware. I might be wrong about that, but I don't remember him ever having too many injury problems at Liverpool. I don't remember anyone having too many injury problems at Liverpool apart from Chiesa. And so, yeah, to me, it makes. I think it's good business for Liverpool. I think it's great recycling of money. I think it's really good. He's kept his value, hasn't he? Basically,
massively.
What did they pay for him? He's improved his value, right?
Yeah, 35. I think we paid about 35 million for him, and they've had, look how good he was, instrumental in the title-winning charge last season with his work ethic and the rest. I love watching him play. But listen, 75 million euros, is great business. It's great business, and I think Bayern Munich, although they came in initially with a 50 million offer, I think they've done well, Liverpool, to get him up to the 75. I mean, 5 of that is bonuses and that, but you'd think with the way he plays that he's more than capable of fulfilling all the criteria to trigger those bonuses. I would have thought, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Just quickly, Matt Cox, big up to you, my man. Thank you for the support, buddy, and best of luck with your ongoing journey, buddy. That's really cool. Hope it works out for you, mate. Hope it does. Couple of super chats as well, guys. Mr. Pox Office, Mr. President.
Thank you.
We must not allow a mineshaft gap. I don't get that reference. What's that from? Is that from a film?
The mineshaft gap. I don't know whether he went, it's bigger than a pothole. I'm not sure. I think that could be that reference. I think it could be instead of a pothole, is a mine shaft.
There's a massive, there's a huge chasm in the tear in the space-time continuum. It's such a black hole. Thank you very much, Mr. Pox. It was good to see you, buddy. Daniel Field, Chew, the Super Sticker Train, Clapham Junction, his name is. We appreciate you very much, Daniel. Thank you for the support, as always, every day, mate. You're so generous. Mr. Pox Office back in. Gabriel Jesus. Jesus, he knows how to handle a cross. Yeah, very good, mate. Very, very good. He does indeed. And on Monday, he's very good in the air. He rises again.
Yeah, he rises again. Guys, if you're in the chat and you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. And if you're here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button. Tell us who you support and where you're from, because we're growing. We're on our way to 4,000 in just over 2 months. And we're picking up fans from not only all over the world, but different clubs. And long may that continue. Sean and I, as you can see on the screen, are very much Spurs fans, but we love football, which is why we started this channel. And if you're listening on audio, please hit the follow. And if you get time, please leave us a cheeky little review. A good one.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Johnny, here's another story that came out yesterday, and it's just been knocked around from this guy, Laurie Whitwell, who's a journalist for The Athletic, which is obviously, when they speak, they're not making things up. They take their reputation pretty seriously. Garnacho keeps waiting for Chelsea ahead of an expected exit from United this summer. Mate, what's going on? How can they buy more forwards? What the hell? Where is Xavi Simons going to fit if Garnacho's also there, and they've got Neto, and they got Sterling, and they've got Pedro, and they have Cole Palmer? And what is going on, Johnny? It's bonkers. There's only 11 places on a team sheet.
I don't know where they're storing them all. Honestly, I mean, it's like a farm. It's like a farm of strikers. He should be called Odd Bowley, not Todd Bowley. I mean, how many strikers can you buy? I mean, maybe he's planning at the moment. There's about 7 players that they're looking to sell. I mean, I don't know whether they're just saying 2 fingers up to UEFA, because before January, they have to meet the requirements. Otherwise, they're going to get a massive fine on top of the fine they've already got. And they're not doing anything to try and meet that requirement. Instead, they're continuing to spend money. But
there's no links anywhere for Nkunku, is there? There's a few pottering around, but it's more suggestions. Oh, this club might look at Nkunku, that club might. But there's nothing heating up there.
70 million to Saudi, August the 31st.
Yeah, probably. They've clearly getting their backs at it's not Clear Lake Capital, it's Clearly Capital.
Clearly Capital. Saudi.
It's ridiculous. It's clear as that. I just don't get it. Listen, it's just out of curiosity. Garnacho would count as homegrown, right? Because he grew up because he's been at United for a few years, hasn't he?
Yeah,
so he would go into the homegrown quota rather than the foreign quota, right?
Yeah, it's just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling what's going on at Chelsea.
If I'm a Chelsea fan, let me know. If there's any Chelsea fans, I don't think I've seen too many Chelsea fans that have found us yet, mate, or have decided to follow. If you are a Chelsea fan, let us know. But
can I just?
I'm sure they're all too busy watching their own fan channel, because every day they got a new signing. Like it's Christmas every day for Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, look, Estavo was meant to be better than Endrick, right? It's at Real Madrid. Right, he's meant to be like the second best young player in Brazil, and he's been waiting in the wings. They bought him over. He played well in the Club World Cup, and now he's there as well. I mean, what are they going to do? Send him to Strasbourg? Strasbourg must have about 30 players at the moment. I mean, you got to keep an eye on them at the moment. But
Strasbourg fans must be the happiest pecking order politics multi-club ownership game, because they get fed so much. It's like the kings and the queens that have eaten. They feasted all they wanted, and they just hand it over to the court jesters. Go on then, guys. Fill your mouth with whatever you like. Mate, quick update, mate. There's a big one here.
More wingers than bloody Chelsea have got more wingers than Nando's. I've known used it before, but big up Kicks TV, living in Pattaya, Thailand. Big up.
Oh, nice, mate. Nice. Enjoy yourself out there. Enjoy yourself.
Maybe you could send a girl over for Shawnee to dance away in the background.
Yeah, make sure she doesn't speak with a too deep of accent. You know, no one with a more baritone than me.
Hello.
Yeah. Sasha Tavolieri has said that Liverpool, this has come out just now, Liverpool have reached an agreement over a 5-year contract with Isak. Wow. A bid of £100 million will be submitted, and the Reds hope to reach a deal for around £120 million. Kiss goodnight to any level of competition. It's getting boring. The Premier League will be boring, won't it?
No, it won't, because they haven't signed us. They need Mark Gahey. right? Because right now, as I said to you, they've only got 3 centre-backs, right? They cannot start the season, right, with Konate, who's got 1 year left and he won't sign, Gomez, who's been injured, and Dick Van Dijk at the back there. So why
haven't they come in for Romero? Or is it a left-sided centre-back that they need?
No, they need Mark. They'll go for Mark Gahey. They'll go for Mark Gahey.
What side is Konate? Konate's a left-sider, isn't he?
Well, why did they let Kwanzaa go to buy Leverkusen without securing another centre-back?
Well, because
they looked at they liked Zabiani at Bournemouth, but he said that he only wants to really go to PSG. So where does that leave Liverpool? Midfield to attack, absolutely frightening. But the name of the game, Sean, is not to concede goals.
Yeah.
Lady.
Yeah. Listen, if it happens, it happens.
I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. Well, another player that they hope to sign, they still haven't done the deal, but he's agreed personal terms with Chelsea. Club-to-club agreement has been completed, and they expect to do a deal of £40 million, not euros, for Jarrell Hatto, a player that you and I have gone on about for quite a considerable time. Another one bites the dust. The changing room, I think they must need 2 changing rooms right now.
Yeah, when the away team turn up, they go, well, where's the away change room? Oh, it's actually, you're in the ladies, you're outside on by the cubby hole left because we need the home and away. It's been all consumed into one.
There's nothing left. Nothing left.
Absolute madness, mate. I'm just reading through some other stuff here. The son of Roma and Italy legend Francesco Totti has retired from professional football, aged just 19, because of the pressure he is receiving for being the son of the legend. Gee whiz.
In other words, he's just shit.
Can handle it.
Yeah. Borussia Dortmund.
It must be hard living up to those expectations, though,
Exactly.
How about this one, mate? Everton, West Ham and Forest are all in a 3-way battle, a ding-dong derby, battling it out for Dougie Luiz. Where do you think he ends up?
Spurs.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Nottingham Forest, they're close to agreeing. I would love it.
Would you not love that?
The last laugh, right? If Nottingham Forest fended off West Ham and Everton and he's just about to sign, Daniel Levy went, I'll pay you whatever they're paying you, I'll pay you more. But I'll break the habit of a lifetime just to get one over that fat Greek bastard.
Marinakis took him for a drink, slipped him under a hypnol, bunged him in the plane, and he's going to wake up having signed a contract and not know anything about it. Honestly, God only knows. God only knows, mate. God only knows. Borussia Dortmund are interested in re-signing Jadon Sancho. He's been linked with Juventus. He's been linked with AC Milan. He's been linked, just about everywhere. But
more linked than an H. Samuel bracelet, mate. It's crazy.
I mean, honestly, Jadon Sancho, the German side are one of a number of clubs, including Juventus, who have struggled to tie up a deal for the 25-year-old. 25 and still this is like Yao Felix. Dortmund have explored the conditions of a deal for Sancho, and Sky in Germany are reporting the internal discussions are taking place about bringing him back to the club. Sancho joined Manchester United from Dortmund in 2021 for a bargain £73 million and returned there on loan in the second half of 23-24 season. Sancho impressed in the loan spell at Dortmund that reached the Champions League final that year. Juventus have held talks with United and representatives, but has so far failed to agree on a fee. It was originally 8.6 million euros. Plus potential €5 million bonuses. Now, Chelsea were meant to pay 25 million, as we know. They rather pay the £5 million fine, which left £20 million that Man United will be looking for Jadon Sancho. But I think 8 plus 5 is pretty reasonable, really. But Man United so far have failed to accept that.
How much is he earning?
Well, It's over 250 grand a week, isn't it? They signed him for 73 million.
It's insane. It's insane.
I mean, think of the numbers. Someone needs to tot up Højlund, Casemiro, Anthony. I mean, it's just insane.
Imagine if they actually got them. If gravity was in control and they actually brought the numbers down, how much more money they would have knocking around that they could spend. You know, if they paid normal money for normal talent. Because unfortunately, what you do is you create these monsters where people think that they're, you know, that he's like Jadon Sancho walks around on air thinking that he's a legend, but obviously
I'm here.
It's ruined his own mind, ruined his own desires. But yeah, I'd just be surprised, mate. I think that Sancho might end up just saying, nah, unless I'm going to get paid the same, I'd rather just wait, run it down the contract, go out on loan, force a loan move where I'm still getting my 250, and then in 12 months' time, I'll be able to go on a free and get a monster signing fee. Because once you've tasted the money, the idea of settling for less probably is difficult to come to terms with, even if you probably acknowledge by your own standards you haven't deserved what you've been paid. And so maybe he just thinks it's the easy way for me to carry on that facade in 12 months on a freebie. Similar to people like Konate, similar to possibly Basuma, similar to maybe Sonny as well. You know, there's a lot of these blocks around, buddy. You know?
I mean, Napoli were interested initially, but then dropped their interests. But now they've lost out. They definitely thought they were going to sign Dan and Doy. But he suddenly jumped ship and signed for Forest. Is a player that we really like. Maybe Napoli will come back in for him, Jadon Sancho, now that they've lost out to Dan and Doy.
Yeah, and if they sell that David Neres,
yeah,
he's a really
really
good
like
player,
David Neres. I really liked him. I think he's a good little player. Got
more stories for you here, mate. If you want, do you want to just one here? Chelsea have no intention of selling left back Cucurella.
No
Cucumber chance. Amid speculation with clubs in Saudi. We should have pulled this one up when we went to Saudi.
And we'll sell you any other player to Saudi to balance the books, but just not Cucurella. We have a massive deal with a hair product company, and we can't really afford to sell him at the moment. Who else have you got? Chiesa is probably one who will try to go back to Italy. I mean, that was a bit of a disastrous move for him to Liverpool.
Yeah. I mean, Chiesa said that he wants to leave anyway.
Yeah.
So apparently, even despite Luiz leaving, and Chiesa, you know, you can make the argument Chiesa would probably get a few more minutes. Maybe not, but he wants to go. Where do you think Chiesa will just go back to Italy?
I think it's who can afford him. I'm not sure what deal he's on at Liverpool. It would have been a decent deal.
It was a really small signing fee, wasn't it? It was like 12 million euros or something that they paid for him.
The fee. Yeah, it wasn't a big transfer fee, but he was on big wages, so that sort of negated him. So it would be interesting to see. I think the other one, Chelsea, I reckon could end up sending to Saudi to get some money back, though, Sean, will be Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
I know Fulham
are interested. Get 20 million quid for him.
Well, Fulham are interested in him.
I think that would be a good shout, to be honest. I think that'd be a good place for him to go.
Too early for him to go to Saudi?
No, probably not. But like,
he's made so much money, Sean, as a
kid.
He's
fine. Yeah, exactly. He's made so much money. He's had a good career. But he's a very good player when he wants to be. He's still got it, but he's definitely on the decline. If the one area of the pitch that you wouldn't want to be buying 30-plus-year-olds is wingers that have take-on requirements, right? Because it's a very, very steep decline very quickly.
Mind you, he said the same about William, and he had a very good. He's had some good cameos for Fulham since he's been there.
As long as you play him for 10-minute spells, 15-minute spells at the end of the game when you're playing against tired legs. That's, again, if Sonny does stay, that's the only way I want to see him. But I hope that's not the case. Just quickly, mate, Morgan Rogers.
Oh, here we go. Villa needing money to balance.
Morgan Rogers is a top target for Chelsea, right? And the Blues are ready to offer Tosin, Jackson, as well as a fee to secure a deal. Where is he going to fit in? Where? As a 10? Alongside who? You can't do it. You can't do any more. I don't want to. This is unfair, Johnny. It's unfair.
I mean, like, hang on a minute. What fee are they going to attach to each one of those players to balance the books out?
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Although I'm not sure if. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in the chat, or Johnny, if you know this, but I'm pretty sure that for UEFA rules, player swaps don't count.
No, they don't. But I'm sure that between the
two,
two,
put them all through as individual trades.
Yeah,
then it still counts, right?
They'll find a way. They've done it before. They swapped two players who they're probably worth 2 bob between them for 25 million each, homegrown, thus multiplying their allowance for FFP and PSR. I mean, listen, we know the game. FIFA know the game, but no one else is playing it. No one else is playing it. One comment I'd like to make about our club Spurs. I'd like to know who arranged this tour. Arsenal flew out to Singapore and landed on the 14th of July to acclimatise and play a series of games and training and the like. And on Thursday, they play Spurs. Spurs, on the other hand, if you've ever flown out to Asia, you'll understand this. It's a 13.5, 14-hour flight. You get there, you don't know where you are, what's going on. Right now, it's humid, rainy season, storms the lot. We arrived Monday night to play a game on Thursday, 3 days later. And Arsenal have been out there acclimatising to the heat, over the jet lag, and we're supposed to be playing them with half the team missing. And I feel that Thomas Frank is going to get a pounding after this game, even though I believe that really he's been thrown under a bus by the organisers of this game on the tour. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what you're trying to take from the tour. Like, do you think?
I know it's training, but it's Spurs Arsenal, Sean.
No, exactly. Like, I don't know what we were thinking doing that. Like, why do that? Like, Newcastle, fine.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich, fine. Whatever, right? But Arsenal, come on now. Like, you're just like Thomas Frank's like, really? Fucking hell.
Why would you do that to him? Why would you do that to the guy?
I'd imagine that was organised long before Thomas Frank was. Was known as going to be manager.
Yeah, no, 100%. But
things are probably organised a year in advance, aren't they? But like to me, it's just like I hear you 100%. Like, I've flown. I mean, where's the game's in? Is it in Hong Kong?
It's in Hong Kong.
Yeah, but they fly. I mean, like I've flown. Singapore is disastrous enough for your jet lag, because not only is it like a 12-hour flight, but it's also 9 hours or 8 hours ahead, right? So, have I lost you? Are you still there? But it screws with your it absolutely screws with your.
There, Sean. I fly out to Singapore, right? My sister lives out there. I've been out there. The humidity coming from sort of London and then going out there and that getting used to that humidity for 2 or 3 days, and then trying to get over the the jet lag on top of it all as a footballer. I mean, you saw them all coming off the bus. They all looked like they were like zombies, half of them coming off the bus. The only one, that we saw the odd one lift his hand up. The only one that went over to the fans who were shouting and screaming was James Maddison. But I just think, why would you do that? Why not, instead of playing Luton and go out and play a team out in Hong Kong or Singapore? I mean, last time we were out there, it was the disastrous tour and it had to be cancelled. We went to play some Pirates, didn't we? Pre-season.
Wait. There was 2 things. The game we were supposed to be playing got cancelled, and it was like the Pirates were the replacement team. We were supposed to play a different team, and the Pirates came in, and I think they almost beat us. But the game before that was washed out because of a monsoon or something, wasn't it?
I mean, it's just pathetic. Can I just say? I mean, we've got a lot of fans in here from America, across America. Tottenham, if you're listening, and anyone from Spurs is ever listening to this, what about the fans in America? We've got massive growth expansion in the USA for the Spurs fan base, and not just Spurs, all football clubs in America right now. How about, accommodating them? I mean, we would sell out if Spurs flew out to North America or LA, whatever. Spurs would sell out the stadium. There's enough fans out there, or fans would travel from North America down to LA or vice versa if it was up in the north to see the game. And this constant only traveling to Asia for the games is mind-blowing for me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree. Well, I think that will all probably come to its head when Sonny leaves. I think it's just you can't do it both, and Tottenham see the Far East as just the money spin because of Sonny. But once Sonny leaves, I think then Yang's not going to draw the same sort of crowd. So I think that then probably next summer we'll probably do a North American tour. And I'm here.
So you're saying the sun is set on the east after this one?
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think it should be, at least for now. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's so far and it's so expensive, and I'm never going to fly that far. Like, I'm not someone who's a snob, but just for my own health as a big guy, I'm never going to fly more than 7 hours as an economy. I'll save up, or I won't go if I can't afford it. But if I am going to fly more than 7 hours, I'm going to have to go business, because it destroys you. If you're a big guy as well, it's just horrible. So
I've done premium economy. I did premium economy to Singapore and Singapore Airlines, which wasn't bad at all. A little bit more leg room, but even that was tough. It's a long flight. But I saw them coming off with those beautiful travel socks. I expected I saw them all in shorts, with the travel socks clearly showing. I was thinking there was going to be a link there to the Spurs shop, where you too can own a pair of Spurs travel socks.
Yeah, Johnny, we have to take a little leaf out of Daniel Levy's book and start some merch. Start
we
some
should have some
merch.
I think we will be looking at doing some Spurs merch.
Surely baseball caps, mate. A Johnny H baseball cap would have to be one. We want it's reversible, that you can pull down a lever and it changes colour or something. You've got a couple more stories, guys, before we're going to round it off for the day. We've done the Morgan Rogers one. Manchester United have made a bid. Here's another pain in the arse story for us, mate. Manchester United have made a bid of 40 million euros, so 35 million quid for Morten Holmund. But Sporting want at least 50 million for the midfielder, who is also a target of Juventus. That's coming from Calcio Mercato. 50 million euros is 42, 43 million. That's Archie Gray money, mate. What are we doing here? He is an unbelievable player, and he's just a younger, better, more well-rounded version of Polina, in my opinion. He's a rock solid player, but he can get forward. He's got a ping on him. He can hit it from 25 yards, a bit like that Richard Rios. But he's just a lovely pass for the ball, and he doesn't let things get past him.
He's a favourite of ours. Yeah, he's a favourite of ours. Does that mean Ugarte is toast, or Mainu is maybe toast?
Oh, we've got to talk about him, mate. We've got to talk about that Kobbie Mainu story, because Tottenham apparently... That would piss me off. We pay 45 million quid for Kobbie Mainu, and Man United take that money and get change left over and pick up Holmund instead. What are we doing here, Johnny? What are we doing? Why not for Mainu when Holmund's available for less? What are we doing?
I don't know. I mean, Johan Lang. I mean, honestly, magnolia paint, if ever I saw it. Listen, we have raised, guys who are listening on audio, we get lots of comments now about Elche. If you're wondering what it's all about, is we did the draw. Sean and I spun the wheel to see which teams we would support throughout the season. We had the Italian League and, sorry, not the Italian League, the Spanish. No, hang on. Where am I?
Yeah, La Liga first.
Yeah, Spanish League. Yeah. And Sean got Elche. And so now there's a cult following for Elche. And Cremonese is the team that I got in the Italian League, and I'm still trying to acquire the shirt. When I'm contacting DH Gate,
just pay the money, mate. Just go to Cremonese. Yes, this is your team, bro. This is your team.
Support the club. Support the club. Even Cremonese don't have a Cremonese shirt yet.
Yeah, you go to their website and you click on the club shop and it says coming soon.
Coming soon. coming soon.
Yeah.
We're currently manufacturing. Now, I'll show you the shirt. It's not very garish.
Oh my God! It's like a Christmas. It's like a Christmas
I need
jumper.
a license. I need a license to walk down the street in that shirt.
It's like an optical illusion. I think I can see the horse or whatever it is that's turning.
I mean, what is that? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Cremonese till I die.
That is a horrendous. That's the reason why no one's ordered them. Mate. It's absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking shirt.
Guys, if you're in the chat and you haven't hit the like button, smash the granny out the like button, please. Hit that subscribe button if you're here for the very first time. And hit the notification bell so you know when Sean and I are going to go live, because we can go live anytime from 9:30 in the morning to 9:30 at night. We're going a bit earlier today, purely because I'm flying home today. So tomorrow's show, I'll be back in the land of, I don't know how to describe our country anymore, but that's enough said
The
about
land
that.
formerly known as Great Britain.
Yeah. The great being removed. Hello, Elche have signed Alvaro Rodriguez from Real Madrid. What a signing, Sean.
What?
Hey?
Have we actually?
Yeah, Alvaro Rodriguez. Foxy's just told us. We know if Foxy says it,
Hang
must be true.
about. This is the guy. Hang on. 1.93 m, €2 million fee for Real. He's Uruguayan Spanish. He's a left footer, but he's a number 9, a left-footed number 9. 21 years old. Let's see what he's done.
I thought you were going to sing Elche till I die.
I am going to sing Elche till I die. I am. In La Liga, he's got 3 goals in 29 appearances. In the Primera Federazione, Group 2, whatever that is, 51 games, 14 goals and 6. So 20 and 50. He's got a little bit about him, this guy. A little bit about him. 25 goals in 118 comps, in 118 appearances in all comps. We're going places. 193, 6'3", left-footed number 9. Come on, Rodriguez.
Another Diego Forlan. I hear you say.
Roddy.
Diego.
Let's go and get another shirt. Let's go and get another shirt with my. Come on, you Elche, Dommy's dad. Come on, boys.
Here we go. I think that's about it for today, Shawnee.
Even Elche had a busier transfer market than Tottenham.
True. That's true, mate. That's very, very true. Guys, thanks very much for being in the chat. Again, Sean, if you want to put up the Fantasy Football League again, in case you want to join, we got a Fantasy
You won't
Football
do very
League.
well, guys. I've just picked my team, and it's obviously just in infancy stages. I spent about 20 minutes doing it yesterday, and it's already looking fairly impressive, if I'm entirely honest. I figured out a nice little method to get a couple of in there, as well as I've got a solid back line like you wouldn't believe. So rat-a-ta-ta, no one's getting past my back line. I'm having clean sheets all year, apart from when I think about that team, because there won't be any clean sheets then because it's so sexy. Anyway, there's the link, guys. There's the link.
Just a quick tip for this year on fantasy football. They've changed it because it used to be, I think it was the centre backs. You only got 6 points for a clean sheet and what have you. But now I think it's interceptions and tackles. Now they're going to add. So whereas before it might look like they didn't get so many points.
Might have to go and swap out my Saliba and bring in someone like a one of the Nottingham Forest guys, like a Milenkovic or one of those guys.
Sean, I just had a thought. Should you and I be contacting the Cremonese and Elche Tourist Board to say that right now we are driving business still there? Because we could be finding people. I never thought about holidaying in Cremonese.
Imagine if they come back, the guys come back on Monday morning and this show is sponsored by Cremonese. Please visit
Cremonese Tourist Board.
Yeah, visit Cremonese. We've got a emblazoned thing. Visit Cremonese on the top. Sensational.
Oh dear, guys! Thanks very much for joining us today. Couldn't be here without you. we're onwards and upwards to 4,000. Really enjoying the show. I hope you're enjoying it as much as we're enjoying doing it. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from this guy. See you tomorrow, guys. Safe flight home, Johnny. Take care, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Goodbye, all.
Bye.